rules, using these patterns, how to go ahead with the mold making process. This we will discuss in details. Okay, we'll discuss in details and we'll explain everything with figures so that you can understand how exactly molten material flows, what design considerations of the mold has to be taken, so that because the final casting, if you see, if it is cracked, if I find a lot of porosities are there, blowholes are there into the cast object, what will happen? The cast object has to be rejected. So we have to think beforehand. So that way our thought process should go, so that within the mold box we have some safety precautions while making the mold itself, so that minimizing such kind of risk of spoiling the your cast object. So we'll see what are those things and how close we go to the final dimension. So different types of allowances has to be given. So what are these different types of allowances, extra dimensions, either in the positive side or in the negative side, so as to balance the effect. So this also we'll see. And different mold box, the in a mold using a single solid pattern. So how the core cavity they are made. Okay. And then how the metals can be pathway for the pouring the metals. So we'll learn what is the sprue, what is the riser, what is the cope, what is the runner, different drag, cope, all these kind of things we'll try to learn in this particular class, and which are very pertinent to the casting process. Okay, so friends, finally, actually we culminate this process by something called showing you is actual casting process. Had you been there in the campus, you would have able to prepare this green sand mold using a mold box. We used to make a small group, and 2-3 persons in a group used to make individual things. There will be typically 25 persons in a group. I think some 8 persons will have on an 8 mold boxes they will do it and get it done. But unfortunately, you are not here again, and what we can deliver, we can knowledge transfer we can do virtually. Let us try that best thing. But obviously at the end of this, all these theories and all these practices, explanations and all, a lot of queries will be there, and I think rather than talking too many things, it will be better if we show you some video. Again, we will show you some video okay, where we'll explain how this mold making process, and eventually how molten metals will be poured in this molten that cavity, and your cast objects will be done. So this will be shown in the video. Okay, so this will be an interesting. I've seen actually when your seniors at least they practically do it, and getting the cast object, maybe we'll typically do for a non-ferrous casting for you. We may melt the molten aluminium in a furnace, aluminium alloy in a furnace, and with some container which is suitable for this handling this molten metal, we bring it and pour it into the cavity and get the cast object. But my whole understanding, when you get your cast object, I think you really would have enjoyed the thing. But let us see how much we can virtually deliver. And for doing these things, our TAs are there. We have different TAs who you have not faced earlier. One is Ipsita Mahanti.